What's up, guys? A lot of people were asking me how I did my little Facebook profile picture, so here it is. You just want to grab a selfie of yourself. Then you're going to just size it up so it's straight. Then you're going to want to reduce the opacity of it so you can trace over it. You're going to create a new layer for your inking line. Then you're going to start inking. And you just want to kind of get general features. You don't want to do like every single line in the body. You can even avoid a lot of the wrinkles. I mess up the nose there. I realize that I fix it later. And then I start outlining the glasses, which is a little sloppy. This whole video, this picture I should say, took me a little under 2 hours, like 1 hour 40 minutes to draw in color and shade. Also, I end up fixing the mouth later because I messed this up too. Mouth is probably one of the toughest things for me to draw. I always struggle with it. Just doing a little touch up there. Then we begin the head. The most tedious part is always the hair. Put a little on the top, a lot less on the sides. And we're still on the same layer, the inking layer. So it's just an all black layer, and then you'll put a layer underneath this to start your coloring. Get the beard. Beard gets shorter on the sides, longer in the front. All right. And I start doing the lips, and oh yeah, I gotta put some gray hair in there. Can't forget that. Gotta show everybody that I'm seasoned. A little salt and pepper. Alright, now I start coloring in. This is a layer underneath the inking layer. So anything you draw underneath your black lines won't get ruined. This is probably a little bit too much detail. I'm coloring in the reflection on the glasses. You end up being able to see it a little bit on the final drawing, but nothing really noticeable. It's one of those details that people won't really notice, but it's there, so why not, right? We're just duplicating that so that I'm putting in the other glasses. And then the one on the left had a little bit more of the side mirror, so I'm going to color that in. Alright, that should be good for enough noise in the background of the shading. So now we're going to start shading the glasses blue. Put a little bit of white in the middle for the reflection. Hot blue. You can still see a little bit of the picture in the background. Then we're just going to do some erasing. Lots of erasing. Now these glasses are actually clear. But I'm going to color them in white, and then I'll reduce the opacity later so it looks like it's kind of see-through. But it has to have a little bit of white to it. Otherwise you won't really be able to tell they're there. It'll just look like I forgot to color them in. Now, a lot of these layers that I do coloring on are on separate layers. So like the glasses are separate from the lenses. Then I go back to the inking line to try to attempt to fix my lips. End up screwing it up more. I want to start coloring in the skin. You just want to kind of get a base layer. Kind of pick a neutral, not the lightest, not the darkest color, just something in the middle. So you kind of go for a neutral tone. And just color in the all the skin that you see. Don't worry about the different shading and stuff. Take care of that later. All right, color in the shirt, just a base color again. Some of the steps I end up doing twice, like this part where I, first I check out the white, see if it looks good, but then I go with yellow instead. Then I end up having to recolor these later because I put a texture over top of both of the colors by mistake. I put a blue texture on top of the yellow, so I have to redo the yellow again. Some little drops, just kind of ties it in. Then we're adding some texture. So this is like a cloth texture. Put a different shades of blue. Then we'll go with the final blue that we want it to be. Then we'll start erasing again. And as you can see, I drew over the yellow with the texture. So you see how the yellow's all filled in with blue texture. So I end up having to recolor that because I screwed that up. But that's something you to learn by trial and error. Come back to it next time around. You try to remember not to make the same mistake. Just erasing. Lots of erasing. I go through a lot of erasing. And with that texture brush, it's hard because if you try to make it small and fit it inside the lines, and the different texture doesn't really come out. And it's something nobody's going to notice, but if it wasn't textured, it would just look like all one color and look kind of flat. So with the texture, it gives it a fabric feel. Like when you look at the final picture, it actually looks like fabric. And then we're going to recolor those. Reflection on the drops, the drippity drops. I'm trying to find what layer I put that line on because that was a mistake. I was trying to figure out which layer it was on. Somehow my pen bumped the screen and put that layer. I'm coloring the background color of the hair. It's like an orangish yellow. Darken that, put a little dark hairs in there, little splotches of dark hair so it's not all one color. Put in a dark border around the hair so the border of the hair is darker. Then on the sides we're going to make it lighter because that hair's thin. You can see how I did dots instead of hairs. I'm going to attempt to fix my nose. Put white down the center because that's where we're going to darken the edges a little bit. Some dark colors. It's kind of quick, but I put a bunch of dots on there. You can't really see it yet. Put a couple highlight spots on the face. Shade it in again. Shade the ears. Put a little shade under the glasses on the side of the mouth. highlight the top of the hair. I'm going to put a layer of freckles. And then we're going to put one overlapping layer of all the same color of all the darkness. It goes kind of fast, but you see it happen. I'm darkening the edges again. I'm going to color in my pink little lips. Just a layer on top of the skin layer. I look like a chick here. That's alright. Try to fix it. I always struggle with the lips. That's something I definitely need to get better at doing. I end up shading the bottom of the lips too much to where it looks like Mr. Potato Head's lips, where they're kind of like popping off your face. This is actually probably my second or third character cartooning myself. I've done other people too, but myself, this is probably the second or third one. Just a lot of erasing on the edges to finally get what the picture looks like. You don't really fully see until you erase all the overlapping shading and stuff that you did. I think the skin looks good though. Comes out looking human-like. But darken the edges here. I'm going to put another layer of shading around the back, around the shirt. Highlight the bottom of the yellow. And we're going to put a little shading at the bottom of those little drops. Color in the nose. More shading, shading, shading. This is where I put too much shading on the lip. Now it looks like it's, once I erase it, it looks like it's going to pop off the lip. So I end up adding a cigarette later on because it looks like my lips are like gripping something. I don't smoke. I never plan on smoking in my life. I just put a cigarette on there because, I don't know, I thought my mouth looked weird without it holding something. It looks like it's biting down on something. I did not record me drawing the cigarette because I didn't know I was going to do that. This is pretty much the final product. I'm just changing the background colors. Get to where I like it. It's going to do yellow and end up making that really dark blue at the end. And that's the final product. There's the cigarette I added later on. Thanks for watching.